I know that many of the stars that we've recognized have international recognition, but there's very few, if any other, that have got that international acclaim while living internationally. And so we're so excited, Robert, we're so excited, Deidre, for having the vision to make this happen. For Adele and Sharon, the bus drivers, let's give the group that made this happen a hand. And probably the most exciting thing is if you or your, I guess you're here, but if you've got friends or family, the most exciting thing for me is to hear that Deidre said we are looking at bringing a group back next October. So that was really exciting. Again, we know the cost it's incurred, and we hope that we've provided a great state and a great diversity from Nashville to Memphis. And there really is a musical connection between those cities, and we try to continue to grow that. So we call that Lagniappe in Louisiana. So anyway, I know we want to hear more from Robert, so we just thank you all for coming, and Robert, congratulations. I'd also like to thank John Lee and Kathy Melanson and all the numerous others that had the vision to start the Walk of Stars.
Thank you, Kelly. Those of you who have traveled here with Robert know about him. You know about his life. You know what he's done. You know how he got to be where he is now. A lot of you know that he had a huge song last year, I guess it was, called Mama Courtney. Mama Courtney was written about his foster mother, who raised him here in Shreveport and Doy Lane, along with her husband Blackie. And I want to go back to the words of that song and take 2 lines out of the second verse and mix it with 2 lines from the first verse. When my mother lost her way in life, Mama Courtney took me in. She became my foster mother and my best friend. I didn't know it way back then how she influenced me, but I thank Mama Courtney for the man I grew to be. Here's the evidence of that. And we thank you very much. Now, there are 2 things involved in the actual physical induction into the Walk of Stars. Neither of which is painful, neither of which causes any grief. They're both a lot of fun. How many of you, when you were younger, ever had desire to go scratch your name in wet concrete or step into it, put your hands in it? How many of you actually did it? Okay, I'm not going to tell on you. I'm not going to tell you. That's one aspect of the induction into the Walk of Stars. The other aspect is the presentation of the award that accompanies that induction. And if you'll pardon me for just a moment. While I turn around and procure same, this is the Walk of Stars Award. It's a beautiful piece of granite, and there are only 26 people who have these. Now, Robert, you have one too. Now, before we adjourn to the patio area next to Fatty Arbuckle's so we can put his hands and feet in concrete, I'm going to give the mic over to him for anything he might want to say this evening. Robert, it's yours.
Well, thank you, first of all. I want to say to you, thank you first of all for all the people here from Ireland who followed me, not just here to America, but have followed me for the last 15 years. you've given me something very special here today. There's a lot of people that I'm going to forget to say there's a lot of people I'm going to forget to thank, but I want to say a very special big thank you to Kelly. We met Kelly a couple of years ago, and he came over to Ireland and he drank all the beer we had. But he done it with style. But he also, when he left Ireland, we found that we had developed a friendship that has lasted the last couple of years. I also want to thank Deirdre Grant from Harmony Holidays, who not only has been a friend of mine for the last number of years, but a great colleague. Thank you, Deirdre. And up until this week, myself and Deirdre could claim that we had never had an argument since the day we met. We had one this week. But I think the reason we had that argument was because tensions were probably a little bit high, because I wanted this to be perfect. Not for me. I wanted this trip to be perfect for you. I also want to say hello to my mother, who's here today. For anybody who judges anyone, may you first walk in their shoes. I also want to say a massive big hello and a big thank you to Peggy, Courtney, to Ginger Courtney, and of course Peggy Mott. I know I'm forgetting the maiden names, and lads, I'm not forgetting about you. But the Courtneys gave another dimension to my life before they even realized they had done it. My mother and father grew up here in Shreveport, and let me tell you, they done the best they could. They did everything they could to guide us in a certain direction. But sometimes in life we all need a hand. We all need help. So when they looked for the help, there was two people called the Courtneys. I'm standing here today accepting an award when I actually shouldn't be. There was 32 or more other children out there who came through the doors at the Courtney's house on Bienville Avenue. So as far as I'm concerned, ladies and gentlemen, the award should go to them. I also want to say that coming back here to Shreveport after all these years, there was a time when I left the state of Shreveport not knowing whether I would ever come back. I have family here. I have my brother who's here with me, his fiancée who is here with me, my Aunt Snooky's here with me as well. And I know that there's a lot for me here in Shreveport. But if you want to know the truth about it, the things that have made it possible for me to be back here in Shreveport today are not just my own family, are not just the Louisiana Tourist Board, but it's the people of Ireland. When I first went to Ireland over 20 years ago, I walked into a country with a suitcase. I didn't even know where I was going to live or where I was going to go. My first marriage failed, unfortunately, but out of that I have a beautiful 18-year-old daughter who I love and cherish. Being able to come back here and look at you and see you, that you followed music, you've come to Shreveport for many different reasons. And I hope that when you're here and once you see all that Shreveport has to offer, I hope that you're going to come back time and time again, whether it may be with my group or come on your own. This is a great place. And meeting Kelly Wells and all the people, and Kathy from the Louisiana Tourist Board, and all the folks who are involved in the committee here, the induction committee for the Walk of Stars. I mean, where else in the world could you get this sort of treatment, ladies?